Midcaps clearly continue to outperform, and that index saw almost 1.3% being shaved off from yesterday's close. So it was a sea of red across the board. Look at the bank stocks. Bank stock, comparatively slightly better than the benchmark indices and ended flat in trade. We are bringing in Surbhi Upadhyay to take us through the day's trade in detail. So, with the correction very clearly continuing on the second day of trade as well.
I'll perhaps sound like a bit of a broken record because the patterns aren't changing in the market. The problem in mid-caps continues, and that is the hallmark of trade this Tuesday as well. The Nifty and the Sensex have finally ended down with a cut of about 0.3%, but that's not the real story. The real story is about the pain that is persisting in the mid-cap and the small-cap universe. In fact, at one point in time, the small-cap index down 3%. It's already fallen 20% this year. There was some recovery from the lows. The mid-cap index also managed to end with a cut just over 1%. Not as bad as the 2% fall that we were seeing intraday. However, having said that, let's give you some examples. Plenty of losing stocks out there. In fact, if I just come up with the list of key losers, even sort of names in mid-cap IT, they were really under pressure today. So Hexaware, KPIT Tech, First Source, NIIT Tech, these were names that were on the lower side. This extended to a lot of other stocks. I mean, you can just take a dart and throw it out there, and you would find losers today. So Bajaj Electric, Lemon Tree, Biocon, despite good news coming in from the US FDA on one of their key drugs, that stock was down almost 9% towards the close. Real estate, which has been one of the best performing sectors of 2017, was under a severe drubbing today. So in fact, stocks like HDIL, Puravankara, many of them were on the lower side. Let's actually talk about the large caps as well now. You had some weakness that was persisting not just in mid-cap tech, but even on the large-cap side of the market. So Infosys, TCS, HCL Tech, these names were weak. The likes of L&T were only extending that pressure on the downside. Bharti Airtel saw persistent selling, as did Titan. If I talk about banks in a very mixed picture, you had the likes of ICICI losing ground, but the HDFC twins had a very good session today. So HDFC Bank was up. In fact, even HDFC, if I talk about beyond banking, then other heavyweights that were batting for the bulls included in HDFC and also a Reliance Industries along with Cipla. Bottom line, the mid-caps seem to have a problem, and the unwinding is proving to be extremely painful, at least for the moment.
Well, absolutely. It was a sea of red across most major indices. But thanks, Surbhi, for taking us through that. Let's get some market opinion going as well. We caught up with Rhythm Desai of Morgan Stanley, and he tells us